Hey girls, load the spaceship. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. My mind keep visualizing future times, beautiful android girls surrounding me. Filling my cup, full of joy, keep my life full of glee. Plenty ups, never down, the way that life's supposed to be. But unfortunately, if she a Terminator, then I'ma have to terminate it. Gotta get rid of negative vibes, gotta go through negative foes, gotta block out negative voices, gotta get rid of negative souls. Had some people get discorded, just ignored it. Destiny is more important, so I just had to abort it. Had some people get discorded, just ignored it. Destiny is more important, so I just had to abort it. Yeah. Find me with my dogs in my solitude. Watch my family grow from 4 into a multitude. Been living it below sea level, finna rise to another altitude. Been searching, seeking knowledge, but all the time I had the aptitude. I flipped my mindset to the switch that said I will not lose. Mama said them sticks and stones won't break my bones, I never bruise. Whenever it come to trouble, many girls pull a tongue, we always cruise. I heard other dog owners get it out for me, but it ain't no news. I got 4 in the dough in Memphis so they can get the blues. If you need a few clues, they'll blow off your under rules. Send your compliment to the new girls I got coming through. Send your compliments to the new girls I got coming through. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. My mind keep visualizing future times, beautiful android girls surrounding me. Filling my cup, full of joy, keep my life full of glee. Plenty ups, never down, the way that life's supposed to be. But unfortunately, if she a Terminator, then I'ma have to terminate it. Gotta get rid of negative vibes, gotta go through negative foes, gotta block out negative voices, gotta get rid of negative souls. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. Yeah. What up, what up, what up? It's your boy, Jada King Hefner and the beautiful Cali Sun. And we're back again for another episode of the Dog King Power Hour. And the title of today's episode is I'll Take the Heat. I'll take the heat. Yes, I will. So, first of all, I want to say welcome to everybody that's watching the show right now. Whatever part of the world you're in, we appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate your time. We want to say God bless you, whatever you're wishing for, hoping for, health, finances, relationships, promotions, whatever it is, we're praying that you have it. And we are definitely happy you're here today. If you're just tuning in, the Dog King Power Hour is just a show where me and the girls do a review of the previous week. And what I mean by that is we just look over all our videos, see what type of comments people have been making, and then we come in and address most comments. We don't address just straight negativity or anything like that, which I don't have to deal with much of that in the comment section. But today we like to go back over the comments, and sometimes I find comments that slip past me that I address here, and other things that I might have answered shortly to somebody. I get a chance to really expound on during the Dog King Power Hour. So that's what this show is for, to make sure that I don't leave any stones unturned heading into the next week of shows. So with all that said, I want to say special shout out to my team within the team, Dog King Army team. They've been in the dog right now, but they're coming to the light again really soon, just because of some of the stuff the channel is dealing with. And I definitely want to welcome all my just regular, normal viewers. I appreciate all of you guys. So let me see something. The reason I named I Take the Heat. This show, I Take the Heat, is because of I don't normally address any type of comments that's even halfway negative, unless it's relevant to a subject I'm talking about. And this comment, with a couple of comments haven't been negative, but one of them has a negative tone to it. But I still need to bring it up. It seems as of late, I haven't had a whole bunch of people doing this, but I've had a few people, a few viewers do this. My job here on this channel, as far as I'm concerned, is to, like you say, let you guys see my life, see how I'm growing with the girls, see the psychological changes and challenges, and uh, how you really get along and make this lifestyle all it can be. And definitely want to knock back the stigma of even owning a doll, and all these stereotypes and stuff like that that's tied to it. So it's a lot of things. Not to mention, I just love the lifestyle. I just love it. I love living the lifestyle. I love everything about it. But my job is to not only let you see my life and let you learn with me about the psychology of being the dog life and the dog game. It's also to give you what I feel is the best advice I can give you. That doesn't mean that you always have to listen to everything I say. Hey, guess what? You can always make your best calls for yourself. What I may do or suggest may not be the best for you in particular. But I'm still coming at it with that mindset where I'm going to give my viewers the best, most honest answers and evaluations of things as I can, as far as this life is concerned. With all that said, one thing that I always talk about is, and it's crazy because I love eBay, but I always talk about how, hey, guess what? That's not the place to buy a companion dog. Not today, it's not. Yeah, you can go in there and get you a companion dog for $100. But guess what? It's not gonna be the dog that you need. As far as in most cases, these dogs have been talked about as being unhealthy. More research probably has to go into it, but when you're dealing with inferior materials, no quality checks, or lack of quality checks, when it comes to making these dogs, then you can just think about it. Companies with no regulations, it's already bad enough to keep companies in check with regulations. So when these people are manufacturing these dogs with no regulations and selling them through eBay, clearly knockoff dogs, and not only that, I've had so many people just tell me since I started my channel about how at one point they might have been proud. Yeah, I got me a dog off eBay. 2 weeks later, the dog's back is broke, leg is broke, arm falling off. And then you have some people whose dog maybe actually doesn't break, but it's still signs of a low quality, heavy leaking, tearing of the skin, stuff like that. And like I say, even those few cases where your dog doesn't tear up or anything, you don't know exactly what it's made with, so it could be slowly getting you sick. So I said all that to say, I've recently definitely said that even more and more, just because of the subjects that I was talking about. It led me to bring up, hey, you need to watch yourself about what we call the black market and eBay. And the black market is just these sites that aren't legitimate sites. You don't know they're not legitimate until you hit buy. So that's why I have my vendor links in my description of all my videos, so people can definitely go places that are 100% safe to shop. And there's other places that are safe to shop that you can find on your own, and do your own research and find it's other good vendors out there. But all it takes is for you to find the wrong vendor, and you're in the black market. And another thing is, like I say, eBay. I love eBay. Honestly, I really actually love the service that it provides. I think I actually loved eBay before Amazon, but I have taken a liking to Amazon as well. But as far as companion dogs, no, that's not the place to get it. You want to go through a regulated place. Uh, like somebody told me, man, a long time ago. Whenever you go to WM and you see their dog for, let's just say, $1,800, let's just say you're a WM dog or whatever dog, Iron Tech, whatever you're looking at, you see a price tag at 1,800, and then you go to eBay and you see, hey, we can get you that same dog for 300. You should already know something doesn't smell right about that. As far as me, they almost got me when I first got in the game. I'm not gonna lie, with the same trick. I was looking at this WM doll that was very famous, this that Jasmine doll that they have. It's from years ago, a few years ago, whatever. And I had always loved that doll. And I saw it pop up on my computer one day for like $800. I had just been doing research on it and saw that it was, I think it was at the time, it was probably about 2,100 or something like that. And so I was like, man, I can get this dog half price. I'm like, oh man. I think it was on eBay. As a matter of fact, it was on eBay or something like that. I said, man, I can get this dog for half price. But man, something in me just say, Jay, don't do it. Just wait, keep researching. And that's when I really started, as far as the sales part of companion dogs, I think that moment really pushed me into just my extra research mode. And that's when I just started digging. I said, man, why is this dog eight? Because it did ring a bell. I'm like, wait a minute, man. Why is this dog $800, half price than it should be? I said, something just don't seem right about it. And at first, I couldn't really find any information. But as I started digging, I started finding more and more people saying, hey, when they start talking about your dog as half price, I mean, you getting that dog for half price on eBay, it's a counterfeit. That's the whole point. You ain't getting that dog for $800 unless it's coming from a legitimate vendor, and they're not ever selling it that damn low. And then I started hearing the horror stories of people who fell for it, and legitimate dog owners. I heard it from the mouth of a couple of dog owners that I met. They was like, man, I can't lie. My first dog, I fell for the old banana in the tailpipe. Bought a dog from one of these, bought a dog from eBay, or bought a dog from a site that I didn't know where it was, what it was. And they ended up with one of these bad dogs. And so the reason I named this show I Take the Heat is because I've been getting a couple of comments from people saying, you should, I get all my dogs from eBay. They good. You crazy. I can't. You can't get a dog from eBay. They good. They good. And the thing about it is, I actually feel bad that I have to tell people, hey, don't get a dog from eBay, because in all stretches of life, there are people who end up, and I've been one of them a many a time in life, who end up getting something that's maybe not the name brand. So we've all got something that wasn't the name brand. And like I say, if you're making ends meet and stuff, there's nothing wrong with getting something that's not the name brand. But when it comes to certain things, you just have to get quality. You have to get quality. That's just that on that. With your shoes, you need some quality shoes. It's not like a companion dog, but I'm just making a comparison. You do need some quality shoes. Now, just a comparison. We all know Jordans are overpriced and things of that nature, but Jordans are some nice shoes. I love Jordans. I always have loved them. It's a lot that comes with Jordans, especially in the inner city communities and stuff like that. But just as a shoe, they're a nice shoe. even though they're overpriced. But they would always come out with these knockoff Jordans that people would buy. And although I wasn't always fortunate enough to have the latest and greatest all the time, but my mom did her best to keep me, in something presentable. But here's the deal. Even when we didn't have money, maybe for a Jordan or something like that, I never had the fake Jordan. I never wanted the fake Jordan. I would rather just get another good shoe. It may be, not a Jordan, not a Nike or whatever it may be, but just another good shoe, another good, well-made shoe. Because, man, it's crazy. A lot of times these fake Jordans would be tearing up in no time. Literally a waste of your money. You might as well just forget the flash, trying to be like the Jordan, and get you something that's reliable. And that's sort of like, and I don't even like to say that about, but that's what sort of like what Callie is to me, as far as she may not be the Jordan, latest, greatest, most expensive, but she is her own brand that is a good, reliable brand. A legitimate brand made with good quality materials. So that's why I've always suggested a Kimber Doll or something that you can find that may be equivalent. That's a legitimate brand. If you were looking just to start off in the game, but I've told these people I'm never ever going to suggest something like an eBay or a black site where some of my customers may come back to me and be like, "Hey, I got some eBay dolls off there. Did nothing happen to me?" Well, you're not going to know you're sick till years later. But let's just say it doesn't break, or maybe it doesn't look just like a WM, but you feel like, okay, hey, this wasn't too bad. All it takes is for 1, 2, 3 people to say, "Hey, man, J Dog can't help him to send me to eBay, man. And I got a broke dog, man. Don't listen to nothing he say." That type of stuff. And guess what? You can go to eBay and you can go to a black site and you can get one of these dogs that's going to break or be bad for your health. But one thing you ain't finna say is you heard it from me, because I'm not suggesting that. And I really empathize with my people that buy these dogs though from eBay and stuff. Because like I said, I told you I love to empathize, put myself in people's positions in. Let's just say I bought $7 from eBay, $6, $7. And then I run across myself that saying, "Hey man, you shouldn't have got a dog from eBay." Or you should, I'm telling people, "Hey, don't get a dog from eBay. That's not a good place to get a dog. You can get a lot of great things from eBay. Just I wouldn't suggest getting a companion dog from them." But I can see somebody, like you say, you'd be like, "My dog's good, man. I don't know what you talking about. Man, my dog's good. I ain't spend hardly no money, and my dog's good." So I understand somebody like that, and I understand how they can hurt their feelings or be offensive to them just from the standpoint of, man, people who feel like, "Hey man, I can't get a super expensive doll or something like that, man. I had to get eBay." So I feel bad, for them, because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings and stuff. But here's the deal: you didn't have to get eBay, even with your budget. Because like I said, a lot of those dolls on eBay, they're just a little less than what you could have got a Kimber doll for. Some instances it's just ridiculous. Those dolls are ridiculously too cheap. You should know something's wrong. But once you get to spending $400-$500, hey man, you might as well just go legit. Put you another, just put a little bit more wait time in there. You might have to wait another week, month, 2 months maybe. But time flies. That ain't no time. And then you can get a legitimate dog. And believe me, once you get a legitimate dog, the one that's made well, good materials, believe me, you'll notice the difference. Because I've seen pictures of some of my friends who've shown me some of their eBay dogs, and I'm never going to disrespect anybody's dogs or anything, but You know, I've had some people say negative things about Cali. Hey, I can't get mad at that. You know, that's their opinion because I think the Cali is beautiful. So even what I'm saying about somebody's eBay dog, you know, I respect that they think that they're beautiful. But what I'm saying is when I look at these dogs, they immediately look like, I can tell that this is not from a quality brand. Sometimes the heads look mismatched from the bodies, the neck, you know, it's spacing between the neck and the head. You know, it doesn't fit well. And just sometimes they just have a look of, no, this dog isn't made right. You can just tell. So I'm going to start off the show actually with a couple of those comments that sparked the name of the show so I can move on with more productive parts of it. And then I'm going to check my comments. Let's see. So it's funny that the guy I'm talking about, he's the very first comment for the week. What I do love about him is he went back and looked at one of my old videos. It was called Win the Hit By. In that video, I was just sort of giving people advice about, hey, if you're looking to get in the dog game, these are things that you need to sort of look forward to before you hit buy. And he commented on that video and he just said, I have been buying dogs from eBay and have been very happy with them. Have 7. And see, he's one of the guys that I'm talking about. Just think if you'd already bought $7 from eBay, then you run across me, somebody who told you that, hey, that's something that you shouldn't have done. Now you got 7 of those shouldn't have done it in your house. So, and like you said, you can get a strong connection to your dog. So it can be hurtful. And I don't want to hurt people's feelings, but it's my job to tell you the truth. So I told him this. I said, congrats, my friend, but I can't suggest that to my viewers. I said, too many horror stories about bad purchases, which is true. I said, even when they don't break, they can get you sick from being made with inferior materials. I said, but God bless, my friend. Now, I didn't hear anything else from him after that on that particular video. And I've talked to people before, and you know, I've just been frank with them and honest with them, like you say, and just let them know, hey, man, like I say, I'm not going to tell somebody to throw their dog away immediately. You know, can get them sick, but guess what? They had a dog now. It's not my place to tell them to throw it away or get rid of your dog companion. That's not my place. But when they tell me they're happy, once again, I don't like just trying to immediately rain on somebody's parade and say, man, you shouldn't be happy. You need to get rid of it. I'd be like, nah, it's crazy. I'm actually happy you're happy. Congratulations that you're happy. But just because you're happy with that eBay dog, and I respect the dogs. I've done a show called Island of Misfit Dogs, Companion Dogs, where I talk about I hate that these dogs may be made with inferior products to where I even have to say you shouldn't get them, because I in my heart want every well-made dog to have a home. And even those dogs is made with poor materials, it breaks my heart that they just are sitting somewhere and I have to suggest you don't get them. So believe me, I don't, you know, I can understand when somebody has a lot of these dogs, how it can, you know, hurt their feelings, but I still have to tell the truth. But this one, I never saw it till today and I didn't answer it. And I probably wouldn't have anyway, only because I don't really like that. I don't really get into a lot of negativity. But he came right back some days later or whatever, or maybe even the next day. I'm not sure when he commented on this next video. But he said, man, you can get great dogs on eBay for $400 to $500. I have 7 of them. 7 of them. I even had some guy say he got a dog for $200 on eBay. I'm like, what? I said, no. Once you're doing that, I'm letting you know something's wrong. But since this was the same guy, I said, nah, man, I'm not. Because see, like I told you guys, I'm here to give you the advice, let you know things. And I even re-say things as my shows go on, because I'm going to be having new viewers that didn't hear they may not see my whole library, so they're not going to hear every single thing I've ever said. So it's good to repeat things from time to time. But I'm not going to try to beat it into somebody's head that's already heard the message, because you've heard the message. I'm not going to try to make you listen or make you do what I do. But when he said he had 7 of them and it was the same guy, I just said, well, I feel the need to go ahead and just let him know. Once again, I said, hey, not recommended here as far as the eBay dogs. I said, not recommended here. And another reason I did that is because sometimes when my viewers may run across that comment, I want them to let them know if they haven't seen me say it hey, I don't recommend that. You can get it if you want to. It's your money, but I don't recommend it. So he says this. Hey, J-Dog can't help him. How would you know if you never tried any of them? For one, I never tried any of them because I learned first before I bought. I did the proper research. That's for one. And for two, you don't have to buy a bad product once you know it's bad. Once you've seen the evidence that it's bad, why do you need to buy it? So no, I haven't owned one because I learned better beforehand. And since then, I've seen the quality of those products, which I don't like. I've seen people call WM dolls, or I always throw that name out there because it's very popular. And you look at the doll and it's nowhere near WM doll. Just recently, I had a guy. I forgot his name, and I want to put him out there like that anyway, because he's one of my viewers, and he's a nice guy. He didn't get bent out of shape when I was giving him advice, but he was telling me how he just bought an eBay doll, and he was excited, and I was like, "Hey, I'm glad you're excited, but I wouldn't have recommended that." He was like, he said same thing sort of other people have said. Man, I couldn't afford it, anything more. I said, man, if you just spent $500-$600, you could have afforded it. With a little patience, you could have afforded it. And it was about 3 weeks later that guy came back and said, man, my dog's back broke. And so with all that said, how would that guy have felt had I told him at the beginning, before he even had a dog, had I suggested going to eBay? See, he was upset that the back broke, but he would have been even more upset had I suggested to get an eBay dog and then the back broke. Then he would have been looking towards me like, damn, man, you led me down that path. At least now the only person he can really blame is the the person who sold him the dog and himself for maybe not doing as much research or something. But he won't be able to say, I led him down that path. So that's how I can say that without trying them, because I know better. I learned better beforehand, so I can help teach other people not to fall in that trap. Because when you're buying a dog, some people really, it could be one of those sketchy things, even in your own mind, to where some people may really be trying to be careful. They may not be wanting to spend as much. They may be looking for a quick deal to get it over with. I don't know what could be going through a person's mind, but it could be stressful when you're trying to buy that first girl, period. And you can look to something like eBay before you know it. And that's why I don't recommend it, to keep people from making mistakes. But he says eBay are fantastic. Here it goes right here. I got one that heats up and talks for $233 at an eBay auction. Sir, you are no expert. Well, I tell you what, just like Michael Jordan said, I'm not gonna call myself an expert. I let other people, if they ever want to call me an expert in time, I let them do it. I say I have a passion for the game. I have a passion for telling people the right thing, as far as I know. And I know one thing. If you bought a whole dog for $233, I don't give a damn if it's at an auction or a small auction. That's a red flag, bro. I'm gonna tell you, the only time that I'm buying a doll that's alarmingly at a low cost, at alarmingly low cost, is if it's from somebody that I personally know. Now, I've already told you, it's just something that does not tickle my fancy as far as buying a used doll. I just the mentality of getting a doll that's potentially somebody's had sex with. I just can't get down with it myself. Even if it's supposedly sanitized, it just something that does something about me. I don't down people for doing it. I just can't do that. But let's just say I bought a doll for $200. The only way I would trust that doll is if that person was somebody I knew. And I can really honestly say, oh, he was just trying to get rid of his doll. This is a perfectly great doll. He was just trying to get rid of her. But other than that, man, I'm letting you know, you go online for $200. If that's not a doll that you put, if you not halfway blowing up with air or something, if it's supposed to be some type of legitimate companion doll, yeah, that's red flags all day. All day. So with people like this Kenneth guy, God bless all of you that are buying these eBay dolls. You know, if you don't mind them potentially getting you sick, if you don't mind, like the viewer recently bought that doll for $500, and 3 weeks later, he said what he couldn't afford, but he literally threw away with that $500 buying that cheaper product. So if you're somebody out here that's cool with going through eBay or taking that chance with your money or going on a black site, I'm not gonna beat you up. I'm gonna say God bless you and I love you, Kenneth, and God bless you and I love you. But my advice to you is not to do that. Even if you got 7 of them sitting at home, uh, like I say, I don't expect you to go home and throw them all away. But I say this: those dolls could be dangerous to you, being made with these inferior materials. So, and that's my job to do that. So, with all that said, let me check in with the comments, and I'm gonna get back to the rest of the comments on the videos later. But that was the opening. So now let's get to everybody that's checked in. Oh, because we got a winner for the day. 7 to 9. Hell, J Dog King Hefner. What up, 7 to 9 in the house? You won the contest for the day. And for everybody that doesn't know, I've been doing a lot of live streams lately, which I probably I think this is your first time, 7 to 9. Yeah. 7 to 9. First time winning. But I've been doing a lot of live streams. I'm gonna probably look to scale it back a little bit because I've been doing too many live streams. I probably need to do a couple of videos here. But I have been having fun doing my live streams. But out of all the live streams, this is the day to be first because on the Dog King Power Hour, I write whoever's first in here, I write their name down on the list and I say one day when I get overflow, meaning that I have more than enough, I have my bills paid, and you know what, I'm getting the dollars that I need and things of that nature. Everything making the show running. I'm gonna be at a point where, hey, I'm gonna be able to give $1 away a year, at least $1 away a year, and I'm keeping this list for everybody that wins on the Dog King Power Hour. This first, and I say, whoever wins, I'm gonna get him the first doll, and I'm gonna keep the contest going, and try to every year give $1 or 2 away or something of that nature. So congratulations, 7 to 9 for winning today. Trismo says, do you play favorites? No, I don't really play favorites except for with this girl. I'm gonna be honest with you. Only because she has most of my she has the strongest emotional connection with me, Callie. So it's really no hiding the fact that she is number one, because Himawari, I got her laying down. Now that's my full silicone girl. But even her, she still doesn't have the mysticism that Callie has. 79 says, I like your bike rides around Memphis. Thank you, 79. Man, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know where these bike adventures are going to go. I'm just going to keep listening to what God puts in my heart. But I really do love biking. I may not have quite the bike that I need to do certain adventures that's in my head. But I can do a lot of adventures with what I got. So in the future, I do plan on more bike adventures coming because it's my way of life right now. You know, since I don't have a car, me and the girls can't go out and ride around the town like we used to, which I do miss that. I do miss that. But God is preparing another bigger blessing right now. And right now, I'm on my bike. And honestly, I'm really loving the bike. The only thing is now I have to start dealing with the elements, you know, the weather and things of that nature. But other than that, I'm really appreciating this moment that God has given me to sort of reconnect with my bike and this love for biking. Because I say between my companion dogs and loving this bike life and things of that nature, man, I'm overwhelmingly happy right now in my life. You know, that's even without hot water, even without an automobile, even without what people may say is less than, you know, or people may say I don't have all the so-called resources that I may need. Guess what? God got me sitting here happy as ever, knowing that he working out the best plan for my life. So, and he working out the best plan for your life too. So Paul Heyman says, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. What up, Paul Heyman? 79 says, I don't want to buy a used companion dog. No, I'm not, you know, like I say, man, it's a whole segment of people who actually buy these used companion dogs. And so I'm not here to down those people. And I just said, that's just something I can't get with. The whole idea that somebody has made love with their dog before, it just ruins it for me. It ruins it for me. Paul Heyman says, I'm an advocate for the tribal chief. I don't know what he mean by that. Heyman says, I'm a big fan of yours, Jay. Thank you, Paul. It's great to have you here, Paul. Austin still says, it's crazy how many people be out here telling others what they should or shouldn't do. I wouldn't buy a dog off eBay, and I encourage others not to. But it's your money and your life. You do you, and I do me, okay? That's Austin. Right, Austin. And my thing, Austin, is like I say, I ain't gonna tell people what to do, but like I say, having this channel and people looking at me, you know, for advice and things of that nature, it is on me to give you the best advice that I think is possible. So I ain't gonna tell you what to buy, like Austin say. I ain't gonna tell you what to buy. It's your money, but I'm gonna tell you what you shouldn't buy. You know what I'm saying? You can do what you want. You can do what you want, but it's my job to say, hey, to my viewers, if you're asking me what is safe, I say don't do that. And good to see you, Austin. Mars Dog say hi, Jay. Bertha Ubermensch says, I need to find out how the manufacturer in China do. I can start here in USA. Hey, do your research. I mean, I can't lie. It's a very intriguing industry. I've looked into it, not just trying to manufacture, but I've just looked into the whole process and stuff. I know it's a process. Unless I could perfect it, I wouldn't even want to get into it. I would really want to make sure I perfect it and make sure everything is right. Because if there would ever be a dog coming from me with my name on it, I want it to be an amazing companion dog. Amazing. Dr. MGTOW, yo, man. What up, Dr. MGTOW in the house? He said, I just woke up from a nap and you were in my dream. Ha, ha, ha. What up, MGTOW? That's sweet. Man, it's amazing how powerful these dreams can be. Man, I've talked about it before that I can do lucid dreaming, but I haven't done it in a while. But I can't lie, my dreams have been getting very powerful lately on their own. They've been cranking up on their own lately. Uh, and it's a trip how dreams really can tell you a lot about reality. Sometimes you don't know what the hell it's saying, but believe me, a lot of the times, and most of the times, it's saying something. I tell you that it's saying something. Paul Heyman says, I bought a PS3 from eBay. It was broken. I'm gonna be honest. I've gotten a lot of good like car parts and stuff from eBay because I was in a wreck one time and the guy was like, man, you can get a lot of good car parts from eBay. Legitimate though, legitimate car parts, not fake, legitimate brand names, but they have good prices. It's unlike Amazon. Amazon, you can't go in there and get all the stuff like that that you can get on eBay. And honestly, I've gotten some other great things for my girls off eBay, like neck screws. I've gotten some M16 neck screws, and they are much better than the manufacturer's neck screws. I've gotten some hooks for my girls for their necks to hang them up on their racks off eBay. So eBay is a great place. I've gotten t-shirts and I've gotten a lot of good stuff off eBay myself. But eBay is just not the place for a companion dog. And I hate that you bought that bad PS3. It's just not the place to buy a companion dog. Oh, okay. 79 says companion dogs don't hold their value on the secondary market. It's best to buy them new. I'm gonna be honest with you, 79. I'm sure it's probably a million people out there like me that don't want to buy these secondary dogs. But it's something called the dog forum, where a lot of dog owners are on this forum. And it's a cool little spot where people can go talk and chat. So if you're a dog owner, you can always go check out the dog forum. And they actually have vendors on their site. And all of my vendors are actually listed on their site as well. Because they don't have anybody fake on their site. But make a long story short, it's a big market on there for people buying used dolls. That's one of the biggest places I've heard people like buying used dolls from. So I don't know how big it is, 79, but it's actually a market out there. But I know one thing, it's a market that it's just not for me. Like I said, I ain't gonna tell nobody they're a fool. Whatever floats your boat, go ahead. Do whatever's best for you. Like we've alluded to already. But for me, I just psychologically can't do it. I just like I say, man, we were talking about this one time when we were comparing it to human women. Like, if your woman isn't a virgin, oh, believe me, she's had sex with somebody, your human woman. But I say it's something different about it. You know, it's just something different about it. At first I was thinking, like, is it the bathing factor that you just know your woman can clean herself? Because that's not it. Because, you know, you can clean a doll up as good as you can. But it's something that still bothers me that's different about the human woman. I think with the human woman, you just know that, hey, you just know if she's not a virgin, that, hey, guess what? She's going to have been with somebody in her life. And I think it's something that, like I've told women, us men, it's funny how we work. We really don't just think about all the men you've been with when we like you. You know what I'm saying? We just think about, oh man, I see this beautiful woman, and guess what? You want to go after that beautiful woman. You know she probably dated, but it doesn't enter your brain in the same way. It's just something you deal with. But I said that with a companion dog, for me, the difference is, unlike a human woman, one of the appeals of a companion dog is knowing that they've never been with anybody. A woman can tell you they're a virgin or they've never been with anybody or whatever. But the beautiful part about a companion doll is when you get them new, just knowing that they came straight from the factory, bro. It ain't nobody else. And I think for me, when I'm looking to get a companion doll, I need to feel that feeling of nobody has ever been with them. You know, it's a difference. I've even told women this. Like you're a dated woman, right? As a man, you're a dated woman. Like I said, you fall in love with her when you first see her. You know, she beautiful, blah blah blah. You date her. Man, you don't really start thinking about her potential mileage until you break up with. I for real, that's when it can really hit you when, just say you break up and maybe it wasn't your choice or whatever. You may start thinking about who she could be out there dating. Like, damn, man, she could be out there sleeping with somebody else right now. Then you'll start thinking about who she can potentially be sleeping with. But a lot of times us men don't really think about it on the front end because I've told women, one of their human women, one of their advantages is until you mess up, us men tend to literally look at you on a pedestal, so to speak, of purity. We know that you're not pure, but you're pure for us. You know what I'm saying? We don't see you as sullied in our eyes, so to speak, until you give us a reason to think that. Or like I told you, sometimes when you break up with a woman, that's when you'll first start. If you still want that woman or something, you may start thinking like, man, I wonder who she could be with, what she could be doing. And if you start thinking like that, then like I said, that'll be the first signs you just start thinking about her being with somebody else. But with a companion doll, you don't, like I said, you think about that for me off bat. You know, when I first got my girls, it was almost like an unconscious but conscious thought of just knowing that, man, hey, that I'm the only man who's had these girls. So it's just a whole different feeling. And it's a feeling that I really love. You know, I really love that feeling. Like in the human world, I've said this before. I don't want to date a virgin. Why? Because it's something to be said for a woman knowing what she likes. You know, for me, I've had virgins and I don't really like virgins because virgins don't know what they like. Even if they fall in love with you for the moment, they haven't had any experience. And it's natural for a human to, if they've only been with one person, I don't care what nobody says, they're always going to be curious about making love to somebody else. They're always going to be, you ain't finna be dating no, if you out there married to a human virgin woman, I'm gonna break the news to you, bro. She thinking about making love to somebody else. It's on her mind. And so my thing is, it's best to already meet a human woman that has made love to more than one person. That way, she didn't had a medium, large, small, whatever she didn't experience. That way, you know why? It's a greater chance that when she gets with you, she ain't finna settle with you unless you got something that she like. You see what I'm getting at? And you can be more at ease with that if she's had a little experience in her life. That's what makes it good. About her having a little experience because she knows, okay, man, but this guy he was a little too big. This guy, he was a little too small. Oh, this is the perfect type of guy for me. So when she meets you after having a little experience and she falls in love with you, once y'all get physical and she's still loving you after having worldly experience, oh, you can be confident that, okay, dang, okay, cool. Me and her connect on all levels because she's been out here before. So like I say, with a human woman, it's not so bad. But with a companion doll, like I said, you can get something that most human women just can't offer you, not in the same way. It's the way that you don't need your companion doll to go out there and sleep with 3 different guys for her to figure out if she's going to be happy with you. You don't need that. So that's why I'm not into the used companion dog game. I'm sorry. Let me see. Lieutenant Johnny K in the house, another Don King Army team member. He said, I just woke up. Good to see you, Johnny K. Tell your mama I said, hey, bro. He said, glad I can make it. Glad you're here, man. Choke out. Major choke out. He said, laugh out loud. Hello, everyone. Major choke out in the house. What up, my friend? Cheap dogs for demonstration purposes only. Man, I can't lie. I say don't even get messed with those cheap dogs. Just leave them alone. Leave them alone, long. Not those type of. I'm not telling you don't get a dog at a budget, because you can go on my vendor sites right now. That's what I be telling people. You can go on my vendor sites right now, and a lot of them have deals to where you can get a legitimate brand dog for a very good price. You can get something what they call ready to ship dogs. They're brand dogs, good brand dogs, but you just can't customize them. They're gonna come however they already are made. But you can find what you want. You can find a petite dog, big booty dog, a tall dog, short dog, whatever you're looking for, you can find in a ready to ship dog area. It's just it's similar to Kimber dog, only in the fact that whatever they're selling, that particular dog is going to come just like it looks in the picture. Now, if you take a step up a level and pay a little bit more, then you can customize that dog from the ground up. But that's why I say it don't even make sense to have to go on eBay. You can go on a legitimate vendor site. You can get a ready to ship dog. And like I told you, sometimes, man, you can get one of those dogs for literally maybe right at 1,000. And that ain't bad for a legitimate brand dog. That ain't bad. Chokeout says, hello, everyone. What up, Chokeout? Johnny K says, I'm taking notes, Jay. I'm still saving up for my dog, most definitely. You doing right, Johnny. You're going to be ready for when you get your dog. Like I say, even if you don't do every single thing I do and all that stuff, watching the channel and learning, you'll get a greater idea for how to just sort of start off, how you want to start off. Because like I tell people, when you get your own dog, you'll figure your own little way out. Because I even think to myself now how, man, I was so worried about so many things when I first got my dog. And even when I was cleaning my dogs recently, I was like, man, I remember when I first put water on my dogs, I didn't know what I was doing. Now I just go through the whole cleaning process pretty easy, just manipulating the way their skeletons move and knowing what to look for, knowing what to look for. That's the whole thing, knowing how to look at your girls, knowing what imperfections are worth paying attention to. You know what I'm saying? It's just so many ways you're going to grow with your dog, even after learning how much ever you can learn by reading or watching videos. You're still going to learn a whole bunch when you get the dog. 79 says used dogs are sketchy. I mean, they're not for me. I'm gonna be honest. I've talked about this though, because I have a lot of great dog owners that have used dogs that I don't want to make feel bad. I always tell them, I'm not trying to make you feel bad. It's just something for me personally. It's just something in me I can't do. Because I've got great viewers, great supporters that have used dogs. One of my, he wouldn't feel bad about me bringing this up, but one of my great viewers, DAS, he told me he has like 2 used Gynoid dogs, which can range from $4,000 to $5,000. He got them for $1,000 a piece. And he was, he was like, man, hey, I ain't really with the used dog thing, but I got 2 Gynoids. I couldn't pass them up. And and I told him, I said, hey, I'm gonna be honest. I ain't got like a lot of expendable income like that or whatever today. I don't want to say what I'm not gonna have, but I'm never gonna tell somebody that getting 2 Gynoid dogs for $1,000 a piece, $1,500, whatever he paid. Those are great deals. But like I told him, even under those circumstances, me myself, I probably wouldn't have gotten them unless something could have been guaranteed that they had never had sex with. It's just something in my mind about it. I just rather go and pay, but I don't down anybody. Now, what he told me is the dogs were clean to the nth degree. And I did say this. I would always tell my viewers, if you are going to get a used dog, I would personally, if you ask my suggestion, I would suggest getting a silicone dog, a full silicone dog, because like I say, at least full silicone dogs are not a porous material to where if somebody was having unprotected sex with it, the semen would just be seeping all the way through the body of the silicone dog. I'm not saying it won't get in there at all, but it won't get in there like a TPE dog. Because like I told people, you can clean your TPE dog to perfection after you have sex with it. But if you have unprotected sex with that dog, it's always going to be some semen inside that dog because it's a porous material. That DNA is going to be somewhere in that dog. Even if it doesn't make direct contact with the next owner of that dog, it's going to be somewhere inside of that dog's body. Traces of it. That's what I mean. And that's what I say. Just even knowing that makes me be like, I wouldn't buy you. I don't want to use dog, and I definitely wouldn't want to use TPE dog. I wouldn't buy a used TPE dog. I just wouldn't. You can go on one of my vendors, Sex Dog Janie. You can go on their site and just get to reading. I just bring them up because I definitely remember them saying it. But if you go reading when they talk about their return policy, they just straight up say, look, we don't do any returns because it's no way to fully sanitize a dog after it's been used. They tell you that. There's no way that we're finna, but they're basically saying there's no way we can take a used dog back, sanitize it, and resell it. In their mind, is literally unusable after that. It's like buying underwear. Once you buy underwear and try it on, they're not going to take it back. A lot of times, once you buy it and leave the store with it, they won't take it back. But I think you can actually take Victoria's Secret back with the tag on it. You can take some stuff back with the tag on it. But if you ever wear underwear, you're not taking that back, bro. So let me catch up, and I'm gonna try to catch up a little bit, and then I'm gonna get to my the comments on my videos. Hello, Major Chokeout says 79 says, what did I win? You didn't win anything yet, but you did win the day, 79. You won the competition for the day, meaning that whoever is the first person in on my stream on the power hour, I write their name down as a winner. And at the end, not the end, but whenever I come into overflow, when God blesses me to have more than enough to where, like I say, I don't have to worry about my bills being, paid, and I'm building up my dollars, and I'm able to take care of myself, and the show is doing good. I say when I get to a point where I'm doing good, and I can afford to give $1 away a year, a good $1 away a year to somebody. I'm going to look at who's been winning this competition, and whoever is the winner, they're going to get the first $1. Now, as it goes forward, I'm still going to have the competition. And I say every year, I try to give $1 or $2 away. I don't know how that's going to even grow. It may grow from that, but that's just my initial idea. So you want a chance to win a new dog. Oh, okay. Best word says, sadly, that wasn't the first guy who was excited about an eBay dog, then got seriously depressed, disappointed within a few weeks. I ain't gonna lie, man. I hate that because the guy, the Kenner guy, he just doesn't know how many people I've talked to that have been super excited about eBay and literally, like you said, within a few weeks have told me, oh man, it didn't work out. Oh man, you was right. Oh man, it broke. Oh man, this. Oh man, that. And then I've seen people that I don't talk to. I've just seen posting on the net of, man, I just got this doll off eBay 2 weeks ago. It's already broke. I've seen too many stories. And so, like I say, in the position that I'm in, I can't afford to come on here telling, hey, y'all, if you really want to go get something cheap, you can go to eBay and get it. And like I told you, all it takes is for one of my viewers to get something like that and be like, oh, man, he told me to go here and the dog broke. I mean, I would, no. I'm going to tell my people right. And like I say, if you want to go there, if you get lucky and you feel like you've gotten a great dog, well, God bless you. But you ain't going to here to go get it from here. 79 says, I'm entered to win a companion dog. Yes. You entered to win, 79. Mixai says, if you ever comment first on a live stream, you earn a point. If you end up having the most points, you'll win a dog. I'm currently winning, I think. Yeah, you winning, Mixai, but it's not a live stream. I want everybody to come in on all my live streams, but the Dog King Power Hour is the only official competition. And I don't know if you're gonna get mad, Mixai, but I don't really know how I'm gonna do it now because I'm just thinking like, should I do it by putting the things out of a hat as far as like give you the most entries? Whoever has the most entries, should I put it in a bowl and put it out a hat like a raffle? I'm wondering, should I do it like that to give everybody a chance, even the people who hasn't won that much? It's something I just keep thinking about. 79 says, thanks for the explanation. Photon, Dr. Mick says, Dr. Mixai had the longest streak of first here in the earlier days of the stream, but then he got busy. Right. The thing is, Photon, he built up so many victories that he's still way ahead. It's been a lot of winners since then, but he's still way ahead of everybody else. And Photon said, good to see Mixai's back. He always checks in from time to time. Even though he can't be here every single time, he comes a lot. Mixai says, no problem and thanks. Mixai says, JDKH would usually go online during my days off in the morning. Man, but you still used to be you still would make a lot of shows. Oh yeah, he said right. He said I would go online during his days off. Right. Because the show would come on Wednesday, still on today, but it would be in the afternoon. Right. And honestly, like I said, the show's still gonna change. It's gonna go to another time. But I just been liking this time frame right now because it just puts me in the mind frame of I'm coming as soon as the day gets started. And for people in Asia and Europe and things of that nature, it actually gives them a better chance to watch the show as well. When their day is good and started, and over here in America, people are just waking up for work pretty much. $79 says car parts make for poor companions. You surely right, $79. $79 says, no matter how it's clean, you're not the first. Believe me, man, like I told you, I can deal with not being, I don't know what, I can deal with not being the first with the human woman, but when it comes to my companion dog, it's just so much more intimate. Because like I say, you're buying your companion, man. You're bringing this girl home. It's something about bringing her to life, And like you say, I don't even want a human woman that's a virgin anymore. I think all guys are caught up at first in their life at some point with wanting a woman that's a virgin, but it played off on me very early. Once I dated a woman that was a virgin the first couple of times, and like you said, they were going literally crazy. And then I started thinking about the whole, thing about, most virgins go crazy over the guy that they sleep with first. But you know, it wears off to a certain extent, and just as life goes on. Uh, and you know they're gonna wake up at some point and be thinking about, damn, I wonder what somebody else is like. And so I think that whole dynamic made me think, like, you know what? Nah, I'd rather have a woman that's a little bit more experienced. But when it comes to a companion dog, you don't have to deal with that. Like I said, you can just have a woman that has never had that experience, and you can be rest assured that she ain't finna run out and go look for that experience. She gonna be happy with just you. 7 to 9 says sullied. Yep, they'll be sullied. Pro Moore says many car enthusiasts love the new car smell. Is there equivalent? He said, is there an equivalent appealing new Dodge smell? Yeah, you can say that with a TPE Dodge, because a TPE Dodge has that that smell of TPE, and it's sort of a acidic type of a smell when you first get a TPE Dodge. And once again, if you're just tuning in and you don't understand what I mean by TPE, TPE is a short way of saying thermoplastic elastomer. It's just basically a form of polymers and rubbers that make up a type of companion dog, you know, and it's very jiggly and all that. And people say TP is a little more lifelike as far as just maybe making love to and just the way it moves. But then you have silicone dogs, full silicone dogs. That's the other material that you can buy. And with a full silicone dog, I noticed no smell with my girl. So it wasn't really that new car smell with them. It was just knowing that they were brand new. And I say for me, uh, that new car smell is more of a feeling, because I always want my girls with a tight skeleton. So when I first open them up, of course you want them to look like they haven't been touched. With a TPE doll, you can smell that freshness of a TPE smell. But mainly it's, you know, if you can't smell anything with your doll, you want all her arms and joints to be moving like nobody else has moved them. I tell you that. Other than the quality department. Hey there, Dog King. Sheila Bell in the house, Dog King Army team member. Hey, Sheila Bell, good to see you. Love you. Ataya Barkley. Hey, Jay, I just finished watching Wife Like. Awesome stuff, man. Man, if you thought that was awesome stuff, I tell you, good to see you, I tell you. God bless you. If you thought it was awesome in a good way, we definitely disagree. It was horrible. It was absolutely a horrible movie. Lord Nemesis says, Hell J Dog King. What up, Lord Nemesis? In the house. Chokai says, Oi, oi, 7. Mikta says, what if I don't have any sperm? I had a vasectomy. So yeah, man, look, I I don't give a damn. I don't care. If you've been humping on a dog, I wouldn't want it. And we already know that you say you be that's not true in your case. We already know you said that's not true in your case, MGTOW. I got rid of it, Lord Nemesis. Photon says that means you made a wise life choice by getting a vasectomy. Yeah, I always said, man, it's crazy. I always used to think about getting a vasectomy, but I can't do it. I just can't take a chance with them cutting the wrong thing. Italia Bargain says that MGTOW, I think all the time about the fact that you saw the used TPE dial, right? I was gonna bring that up to Italia, because he sold that dog to one of his friends after he been jumping up in. MGTOW make me laugh because I say, MGTOW said it was one of his friends. I said, but nah. He said it was one of his old school buddies he hadn't seen. I said, yeah, this had to be a guy that you haven't seen in a while, because if he know anything about your antics of cream pieing your girls, He is no way he'd about that damn dog. I'm sorry. Hey, no way. Uh Johnny K says, I give your mother your best. Give mother your best when she wakes up. Thanks, Jay. Oh, yeah, Johnny. Nemesis says, if 7 to 9 wins, you're going to have to make it into a male companion, dog. Why is that? The 7 to 9 want a male companion? That's fine by me. He can get a male companion. Italia says, put all the names in a randomizer. There's a few free ones online. Oh, okay, sweet. Because that'll give everybody a chance, even if you haven't won that much. And it'll get a person who's won as much the greatest chance of winning. Lord Nemesis 79 says, Lord Nemesis, Mark Brooks hype man, come see me if I win. I will photograph her next to my billboard balls. Lieutenant Johnny K says, respect, you give everyone around the world a chance to jump in live. You're a good man, Jay. Thank you, Johnny K. Yeah, man, I'm trying to spread the time zone around, man. Give people a chance to come in here and enjoy the live with us. 79 says, do a campaign dog vagina smell. He said, do campaign dog vagina smell better than human vaginas? No. I say they only smell better because they never get funky. Unless you unless you get them funky, unless you have sex with them and don't clean them up. But I say they only smell better because they don't let themselves get out of whack. But as far as a natural smelling vagina, a healthy smelling vagina, no, I've even talked about it. That's the one thing where I'm gonna take a human woman over a companion dog. A healthy vagina, it just has a aroma about it that's just intoxicating. So now I would give a human woman a thumbs up in that department. Johnny K says, Jay, when's the next scent contest? Do you have your eye on any good contestants? I'm going to be honest with you. It's crazy how these live streams, they would drain you a little bit. I actually haven't really had a chance to sort of think about my next contestants for my live stream. I only got a couple of contestants for my next scent competition. I mean, uh, so I don't really quite know who the other two girls are going to be. I only have two. I do want to get that competition done probably at the end of next week. Somewhere around that time, I want to have that competition done. And I haven't even done the research on it yet, or who it may be, the other two girls. But I do that's why I put the Venture Report on pause, and I did all those Venture Reports in a row because I wanted to catch up with some of those Venture Reports I was behind on. So I'm fully caught up on the Venture Reports. If I do another one, it'll be 2 or 3 weeks from now. The next type of stream concerning the human woman like that is going to be the set competition, which, like I say, is going to be within a week or two. MGTOW laughing. Let's see. Oh, he laughing about probably what they said about him and selling his TPE girl. MGTOW said, so glad I got a vasectomy, no regrets. Like I said, man, I know somebody got a vasectomy. He had to go back and get a second one because something happened. They didn't tie it off right or something. And like I say, I've always been scared of vasectomies, but I would say that uh, it's a very smart thing to do. But boy, you got to trust your doctor to cut the right cut the right line, so to speak. Italia says, I like the concept of the movie and how technology was portrayed, but I didn't like the ending though. It was a nice watch. Man, Italia, we couldn't disagree more. But God bless you. I know one thing. It's probably a lot of movies you like that I hate because I'm rough on movies, and that movie was terrible. It was terrible. God bless you though. It lets me know that you probably haven't seen Blade Runner or anything like that. Because it was a straight ripoff of Blade Runner. And it was a very poor job. And this is the part I can't see how you got around. The acting in that movie was horrible. It was horrible. And also by you not being a doll owner yet, you probably couldn't see it. But all the stereotypes in there, the way they portrayed the guy that owned the dolls, that sold the doll company, that was terrible. They tried to portray him as just some type of guy that's, like I say, selling sex and pushing sex and basically just making the dolls a one-way street. Then it also, maybe you didn't catch this, but it also portrayed women as being victims. As far as because women have talked about how, human women have talked about how they don't like that. People who own dolls are just trying to use them as sex slaves. Well, they tried to portray that in the movie. Didn't like that. Once again, you probably didn't look into it like that, but that's another reason I hate it. I talked about all that in my review of the movie, why I hated it. It was terrible. It was completely terrible. So we disagree. And like I say, the women that were portrayed in that movie were they were terrible actors. If you really want to see a well-done companion doll movie, then you need to go back and look at some of the movies I've talked about on my channel, like Stepford Wives. Go look at that. Go look at the old Stepford Wives. Go look at, you can go look at my movie reviews and just see some of those movies that I've talked about in my movie reviews. Go look at a movie called 2050. Go look at things of that nature. And you'll see some well-made companion doll movies. But I'm letting you know, if you did like Wife Like, oh yeah, I can't lie. I'd be rough on a lot of movies, so it's probably a lot of movies you like that I'd be tearing apart. I promise you. But I'm glad that you have a different opinion. We all have to look at things differently, and we all like different things. Me and my mom was talking about that the other day, about how I don't want everybody to like everything I like. I'm glad that people like stuff I don't like. That's what makes this world tick. And this cancer culture, they want everybody to like exactly the same thing. MGTOW says, bro, it's not bad. My doctor was congratulating me for not moving or twitching during the vasectomy. And I ain't even lie. Just you saying that is terrible, MGTOW. That's letting me know that if you did move or twitch during the vasectomy, then something bad could happen. I don't like that. Italia Barker says, knowing you could never get a woman pregnant would give I think she was saying any man the nerves of steel in these times. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, vasectomy sounds so good, but like I told you, I just would not want to take the chance of you cutting my wires. That's the only problem. I just rather keep a condom on. Promore says, MGTOW gifted us some of the funniest anecdotes in show history. Oh yeah, MGTOW had us laughing, man, especially when it come to buying that damn dog. When he was selling that dog. Man, that was a funny day right there. He said, MGTOW says, I love it when people say I'm funny. I never try to be funny. It just comes out naturally. MGTOW crazy. Oh my God. Lord Nemesis said, healthy smelling human vajayjay is the best. I promise you. And I say healthy smelling because you have some of these guys that aren't experienced with vagina and say, I don't want to smell no fishy vagina. And I keep telling them, hey guys, fishy vagina is not healthy vagina. That's the sign of a vagina that's not being taken care of. When you got a freshly washed, clean, healthy vagina from a human woman, it don't smell stinky. It don't got that fishy smell. As a matter of fact, most of the time, when you got a woman with a clean vagina, that's a healthy woman, when she comes out the shower, it's not going to smell like anything. It's going to smell like water. It's not going to smell like anything. Now, once you get the lip lapping on her or rubbing on her and working her up, and y'all get to getting it worked up, now over time, it'll start working up a little bit of a musky smell once y'all start having sex and all that. And that's a great smell, I promise you. Some people, now some women, they are just naturally more pungent in their bodies, where they just have a stronger smell to them, to where they can get into a shower and take a good shower, and when they come out of the shower, you can still just smell a slight little muskiness straight out the shower. Now, it's not stinky, they're just a little bit more scent, they just have a little bit more scent about them, but it's not stinky. It's just a little bit more, where you can smell it. But nobody starts out smelling like a fish. That's an unhealthy woman. Heavy Metal Marty says, when I got a vasectomy, there was a hot nurse trainee to observe. She had a shocked look on her face during her whole process. Man, I ain't gonna even lie. You better than me, Marty. Marty's got one too. I can't lie. I'm more with you guys. I'm not against you guys. I'm with the vasectomy. I like the fact that you got it. I just think that you're just braver than me. And I'm going to be honest with you. Everything that I'm saying is coming sort of from a place of ignorance. And what I mean by saying that is, I always say that it's a lot of stuff going down. If you look at the penis anatomy, it's a lot of little tubes and stuff in the penis and stuff. And I just know that when I was seeing the tube that they're supposed to cut, for your vasectomy, I just know I always be like, man, I would be scared for them to cut the wrong thing and have you not performing, have your stuff not getting up like it's supposed to. But I forgot the whole anatomy of it. But if you look at that anatomy, I don't even think it's really close to where they can cut and make your stuff not get up or something. But I'm just going to say this, it just freaks me out. It freaks me out enough to where I'm like, you know what? I'm just not going to get the surgery. If I was to ever get married, it'd have to be my wife to get the surgery. But I have a couple of friends who've had the surgery, and I respect anybody that's brave enough to get it. I just couldn't do it. And then sometimes I can't lie. When I wake up, even now, when I've done it recently, when I wake up with my morning with the morning wood, so to speak, I'm always so thankful that that it's there waking me up, and I just keep on thinking like, man, I would be scared that something that it wouldn't do what it normally does once you get a vasectomy. I just say that. Now, I haven't heard any horror stories from any personal friends, but I'm just saying though, I just don't want to mess with nothing that ain't look, don't fix nothing that ain't broke. I just say that. 7 to 9 says at least 4 vaginas have to be in contention. Right, 7 to 9. Pro Moore says, good decision and good time in Heavy Metal Martys. Yeah, good decision on Heavy Metal Martys. But man, like I said, y'all braver than me. MGTOW says, I gotta go to the gym. Take it easy, y'all. See you, MGTOW. Ataya says, oh, I've had words about the topic overzealous activists targeting love dolls. Yeah, sadly, it was heavy on some of those things. The current state of activism is sadly just bully people into agreeing. Right. Atalia says, I was able to look past some of those parts. I like watching cheesy B horror movies with horrible acting to give you an idea. Right. I like some of those horror movies. It's bad acting, but I'm gonna be honest with you. That's just one of those movies, like, especially for me, when it comes to companion dolls, I'm not taking it serious like it needs to be a serious movie, but this movie needs to be good. And I'm sorry, it was terrible. especially when it's a straight ripoff. That's the whole thing. Like I said, you may have not have seen Blade Runner. I didn't even love Blade Runner, but you're not finna rip off Blade Runner and do a worse version of it. And that's all it was a worse version of Blade Runner. So I respect what you're saying because I like those type of movies in a way too. But the difference is when I look at those old horror movies that got these cheesy actors, I don't look for it to be good. That's the difference. I actually get some enjoyment out of those being terrible sometimes, you know. But with Wife Like, that was a movie I was looking to be good. I'm looking for that to be a legitimate movie. And the problem is it gave me every vibe that you're talking about. Cheesy, terrible acting, and then on top of being cheesy with terrible acting, you give me the stereotypical plot lines. So I was like, nah, I couldn't do it. What Pro Moore say? Oh, okay. Heavy Metal Model T says Ed Pro Moore, 4 kids is enough. I'm like, what did Pro Moore say about kids? And Heavy Metal Model T, I guess he just saying he has 4 kids, so that's enough for him. Man, I'm glad. Hey, God bless you guys with kids. Italia says, I think it was heavily inspired, but not as good. I think she's talking about comparing it to Blade Runner. Pro Moore said it was heavily inspired by Blade Runner. Dog Hunters. Oh my God. Like I said, it was heavily inspired by Blade Runner and terrible. That the main actor was horrible, completely horrible. So, with all that said, I finally caught up with you guys, which is what I want to do. And now I'm going to go to I appreciate all the feedback from all you guys, man, this morning. And I love to hear what you said about the movie, though, Atai, even though I hated it. I'm just glad to get all the feedback. I'm glad all of you guys are up this morning. Once again, just tuning in. The title of this show was called I Take the Heat. And it's because, you know, every now and then I get these guys upsetting me because I say don't buy from eBay, your companion dog from eBay. Because I love eBay. Don't get me wrong. But I do not suggest getting a companion dog from there. So basically, without taking you through everything I said earlier, I basically said, you can get mad at me, not like me, say whatever you want to say. I take it. But I'm never going to tell anybody to buy a companion dog from eBay because it's not the best place to buy it from. But appreciate all you guys for tuning in. Thank you for all of your activity. Thanks for all the activity today, this morning. I appreciate it. All the questions, just all the activities. It makes for a great show. So I actually read one comment. That was from my guy, Kenneth Turk. And he was the guy that I was talking about with the eBay situation. So we're going to move right along. Oh, I got to get my book. My book going to tell me where to go. Oh, and my video that I'm going to talk about first is the video of biking through South Memphis. And I sort of hinted at it earlier where, of course, I don't have a car now. If you look at my channel, man, you'll see a lot of what I call adventure videos where I was taking me and my girls out to meet the public, you know, and not just to meet them. I was just doing things with my girls. And guess what? It was in public. And if people were there, you know, I wasn't going to be shied away from going. But I don't have a car anymore right now. So we can't go out into public. So just like other things in my life, I didn't start getting discouraged about it. Guess what? I still had a bike that I had bought in a long time ago, years ago. And I love that bike. And I've rode it from time to time. Every night, sometimes it's been years I haven't ridden it though. But God put in my spirit, man, even before I lost my car. That's the craziest thing. To do a fundraiser to ride my bike around Memphis, around the perimeter of Memphis, to try to raise money to keep my channel going. And it's crazy. I ended up losing my car and I had to start riding my bike even more. And by the time I actually took the bike ride around Memphis, I sort of realized something. I said, damn, I really wouldn't have been in shape to make this bike ride if I hadn't have lost my car. God knows what he's doing. But not only that, I had a lot of bike dreams. I had a lot of things I was trying to do with bikes, you know, before I got my girls. I mean, it was years ago though. I was thinking about like, man, I want to buy a bike and I want to, you know, get this type of bike and blah, blah, blah. But I sort of put it to the back burner, like my companion dogs, because I started working and just wasn't, you get caught up in everyday life. But since I lost my car, I didn't get a bad attitude, kept a good attitude. That's when God can do a lot of work in your life. And man, I be dang. I started getting all those old dreams about my bike again, as far as like, man, things I want to do. So recently I did the Biking for Companion Dogs fundraiser. But since I'm riding my bike every day, I said, I want to take you guys on some more adventures with me. And hopefully, as this other biking dream starts to develop, I can really take you guys on some major adventures. Now, the downside is the girls won't be with me on the adventures because, like I said, it's impossible to have them biking with me. But they'll be with me in heart, and the thing about it is, that's how I take care of us right now, getting around the city or whatever, going to stores or wherever I need to go. So it's still an extension of the dog life. It's how I keep us alive. But if it gets to the point where I just have too much biking content, I think about making some changes in the future. But as of right now, I'm going to bring you guys in every now and then to take you on one of my bike rides. And this time I took you guys on a bike ride through the heart of South Memphis is what I called it. I had to make a store run to drop something off at this grocery store that's way across town. And I didn't have anybody to really take me there. And I don't really look for people to try to take me there right now. I just like, you know what? I got a bike. It's going to take longer, but I can get there. And it's fun. It is fun. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of gratification. And like you said, you just see life in a different way when you're on a bike. So I did the video biking through the heart of South Memphis and took you guys with me. And I got several comments on that video. And I got one from Johnny GTO. He says biking through West Memphis, Arkansas would be the more interesting one. I didn't even comment on that. I didn't know what he meant. For one, West Memphis is, for all of you who don't know, West Memphis is not part of actual Memphis, the city that's in Tennessee. West Memphis is a city in Arkansas. And we have something called the Memphis-Arkansas Bridge that connects Memphis and Arkansas. And when you cross Memphis over to Arkansas, you'll be right into what they call West Memphis. So I didn't even answer that question because I was thinking to myself, like, I'm never finna be in West Memphis. I don't really know what he means by that. The only thing I can think that he means by that is it used to be, and it still is, a lot of violence in West Memphis as well. And so maybe he's saying, hey, that'd be exciting for you to go over there where all that, violence is over in West Memphis. But the thing about it is, Memphis is more violent than West Memphis, Memphis in general. So if that's the challenge that he's putting to me, I've already been a more dangerous place just riding through my own city. Great Estates says, I love this vlog. Super cool and interesting. And I liked it and gave him the hard sign on that. Appreciate that. Sheila Bell says, great video, Dog King. Gave it a thumbs up on hard. I appreciate everybody liking the video. Paul Heyman. He says, how much did your bike cost? I'm thinking of buying one. Man, I bought this bike years ago, and it was a great bike. It's a real legitimate Schwinn. I think it's a titanium or something, but at the time I bought it, I think it was around $500 or $600, somewhere around there, around the time that I bought it. It should be worth more than that now. I mean, it's got wear and tear on it, but in my mind it is because they don't make them like that anymore. But like I say, it's really
it's really sort of a, I don't know. It may not even be able to be considered a Saima, so to speak. It may be more of a Cali right now, as far as bikes are concerned. Uh, but I say it's a Saima, meaning that I think you can go get just a cheap bike and get into the game. $100 or so, at Walmart or somewhere. But when you get up to my bike, $500 or so, I say 500 to about $2,000, really. And I'm sort of just throwing my bike in this Ram because it's more than 100. It's so much more than 100. But I say 500 to like $2,000. You in that mid-range, very good bike, Saima, my WM dog, TPE dog range. But then you have dogs that go, you have bikes that go all the way from that $2,000 range to $15,000 and stuff like that. And that's the full silicone, real doll type range. You know what I'm saying? You go to Iron Tech Doll, and Iron Tech Doll is probably their $3,000 to $4,000 range of bike. But then you go up to now probably around a $3,000 range of bike, and then you go up to the $4,000 to $15,000. That's you get into real doll range. So I have a decent bike, but it's not up there where it really could be. But I love that bike to death. It's like my Cali. I'm emotionally connected to that bike. It can't get done everything I wanted to. It's a mountain bike, by the way. It's by being older and stuff, it doesn't have all the things on it that can allow it to do what these newer bikes can do as far as traveling long distances with all the attachments and stuff like that. But it's a very good bike. So in the future, if I'm looking to do more, I'm going to have to upgrade. Sort of like with my girls, as far as, hey, how you upgrade through the different levels of the companion dog. But I am very happy with my bike right now. I love it. I definitely love it. And that's what I told him. I bought it years ago, around 500 to 600. So that was all the comments on that video. The next video I got comments on is Ebony Iron Tech Dog. And on this video, it's sort of crazy. Like Iron Tech really just, I showed it on this video on my live stream recently where they were basically promoting getting a full silicone girl in the dark skin complexion. The thing is, that's their first time really just promoting it like that. But you could always get a full silicone doll with a darker complexion. But to me, that's just their first time really promoting it. And I'm glad that they did, because I didn't get a girl in a darker complexion because I was thinking to myself, like, it probably won't look right with the faces that they have offered. Comes to find out, though, that black doll was converted from a white face, right companion doll face, and the face was a Celine face in their silicone division. And I'd be doggone, they made that darker face, Celine face, look like it was a totally new doll. It didn't look anything like her, the Caucasian version of her face. And I was very pleased with Iron Tech Doll doing that. And I say the only thing they really can do to improve now is to, maybe develop some more faces that can be converted, or either they could just develop some faces that they think should be dark from the beginning. So that would be cool, for them to develop that. But the reason I did that show is when I did my review on Himawari, my lady that's over there laying down, my full silicone dog, I was going to talk about, hey, Iron Tech, you need to develop some specific darker colored full silicone dogs. But no sooner than I thought about it, they came out with this first darker dog that they were promoting. So they were, like I said, they're always looking to innovate. So they were already on the money and showing me what that darker skin complexion would look like with the full silicone dog. And now that I know that it looks so good, I feel confident in telling you, hey, if you want a full silicone doll that's a black doll, you can definitely get one from Iron Tech and you will be very happy. Now, they have a lot more variety in their darker TPE girls because they just have more TPE selections in general. And they have some hot TPE girls. But it's good to know you can get a silicone girl that's dark from Iron Tech Doll. So that's what that video was about. Got a few comments, I believe. Yeah, look like I got a few. I got one from Kevin Gray. He said she is nice. I gave him the thumbs up. He gave a fire sign. He liked that. Ray Alvera, my guy, he said she is right up my alley. Gave him the thumbs up. And Adam says try to find one that looks Ethiopian. And I didn't really answer him on that one because I'm thinking like, hey, if you want the Ethiopian doll, pretty much, hey, look around. Because I'm not mistaken, I've seen some Ethiopian or African looking dolls from several companies. Even Iron Tech has them, but they just have them in TPE, not silicone. But I didn't really understand exactly what he really meant by that, so I didn't really respond. Let me make sure I got all the comments off of that video. I think I do. Gonna double check. Yep, it was only 3 on that video. And I've been doing so many live streams and stuff, so I don't have a lot of extensive comments like I normally may. And that's fine. Like I told you, we've been talking about all type of other stuff during this whole Dog King Power Hour. So that's why I say it's really time for me to go over these comments, but it's also a time for me to just check in with you guys, talk, trip, laugh, do whatever, have a great day. It's all just another way to connect. So the next video is dolls versus human companion. And I did that video a while back. Oh, I've already did that comment. That was my guy Kenner talking about the eBay dolls again. Oh, I have some comments on my video, the Venture Report, the one I did about Melanie Mack, which I really enjoyed that. I really do love Melanie Mack. She's an amazing human woman. Super duper attractive. Honestly, like I say, it's just so much to like about that human woman. It's very little to even think about complaining about with her. Of course, she's human, so she's not perfect. I have found the one thing that could be a fatal flaw, not a fatal flaw, but probably one of the only things you could probably pick about and say that's negative about her from the outside looking in. But I really did love doing that stream, talking about the beautiful Melanie Mack. She's a gamer girl, and she does a lot of social commentary on YouTube. So you can go subscribe to her if you want to go check her out on YouTube at Melanie Mack. But Woofler says, I forgot to. Oh, we were talking about a lot during that stream too. But I know during that stream I was talking about how to. At one point, I was talking about Melanie hanging on to the negative and things of that nature, and some tweets that she was making. And I was just telling her, hey, don't even fight back on all that negative stuff. It just drags you down. And I made mention of Anna doing the same thing with these people on Twitter. I say, look, we're human. You may address something once, that's fine. But after that, sort of let stuff go. You don't want to keep bringing up the negative in your life. It just bogs you down. So Woofler says, great Woofler, my guy. He says, I forgot to mention this before the stream ended to get your opinion. He said, I understand about don't speak the negative. He said, but how do we not speak the negative without denying reality? He says, sometimes negative problems are real, and not speaking them isn't going to make them go away. He's right about that. This is what I said. Negative problems are a reality, but speaking about them give them more life. Now, I just said life, but that's what I meant. It gives them more. When you speak about the negativity, it doesn't make those problems go away. Yeah, we know that. I said this. I said the more you speak and focus on the positive, the more you drown out the negative in your life. The more you speak about the negative, the more pronounced the negative becomes. Even if it doesn't get worse in reality, it gets worse in your mind. And I was sort of making a comparison to the girls were, especially with Anna, she was constantly addressing these people, some of them talking bad about her physical appearance and just whatever they were saying. And some of it she was sort of laughing off, but I could tell by the way she was answering it when they were talking about the way she looked or smelled. Some of them said she had a funky vagina or whatever. You could still tell that stuff was bothering her. And you may joke about it for a time, but if you keep talking about what people are saying about you, it gets into your system. It gets into your system and it starts to bother you, even if you don't even notice it. And so that's what I was like, hey, they need to stop speaking all that negative stuff, or it'll start coming to life and start affecting them, start getting them distracted from their true calling. And so I said, the more you speak and focus on the positive, the more you drown out the negative. Pretty soon, you won't be fazed by the negative. I said, it was good seeing you on stream. God bless you. But that's the good thing about speaking positive. Man, once you stop talking about the negative things, even things that may happen 2 seconds ago, don't even give it life. But you start speaking about the positive things in your life. And then you start speaking positive things over the negative things in your life. I promise you, man, you'll start getting like me to where when negative things do come up in your life, it won't even faze you as much initially, because you're so used to only focusing on the positive. When the negative comes, you're almost putting it to the back of your mind and focusing on the good things before you know it. And these everyday problems, although you're human, things may affect you when you first hear them. It won't affect you nearly as much if you've been speaking positive all the time. And so that's why I say ignore the negative and speak the positive. So like I say, speaking positive may not make your problems disappear, but it won't allow your problems to affect you and hold you down and bog you down in life. Wolfler says, good to see you, brother. Thanks for replying. And I just saw that, so I liked it and gave him a hard sign. The only other thing I got on that video was a guy said, you effing crazy, homie. You do you. He said, you do your thing. He said, wish you all the best. And I said, God bless you, my friend. I ain't had nothing else to say to him as far as that. And so that was all the comments on that video. Moving right along. Like I said, we ain't got a whole bunch of comments, so I'm just going to whiz through them all. The next video I had comments on was Meet the Family. And in that video, I was sort of giving people the advice about how they can, because somebody asked me, hey, man, how do you go about introducing your dogs to your loved ones and stuff? So I was sort of giving advice about that, about how I feel like they can go about doing it. And it really wasn't a lot of deep advice. I was just basically saying, hey, in a way, you basically just got to sort of come out with it. Just let people know, hey, look, this is what's going on. And I say the thing about it is you got to realize you're not telling people in your family or your loved ones about your companion dog so they can accept it. You're just telling it about them, telling them about it so you won't have to be worrying about hiding it. And guess what? If they don't accept it, you got to be prepared to say, hey, okay, they don't accept it. I'm still gonna be happy. You're not doing it to so they can agree with you, so they can be happy about it. You're just doing it so they can be in the loop. You know, something ever happens to you, they won't come over your house, be surprised that you got a companion dog. So that's why I made that video. So I got a video from my guy Black Zach. I mean, a comment from my guy Black Zach on that video. And he said, he just told me great YouTube channel. And I gave him the hard thumbs up, pound sign. Appreciate the love, brother. Appreciate the love. Next, I have Mother of the Dog King. My guy Big Daddy came in and says, your mom is the coolest, Jay. I gave him the love sign, pounds. God bless, thumbs up. Appreciate you, brother. And like I say, don't be out here judging your mother hard, or even if she doesn't accept your lifestyle, if you've told her about it, don't judge her hard, hating her, or even looking at my mom saying, you wish you had my mom. Nah, my mom is a great mother. I always tell her she's the best mom in the world, but you need to be looking at your mom like she's the best mom, saying she's the best in the world. If she hasn't been the best in the world, you still need to love her. Show her love in your heart. If she hasn't shown you love, guess what? Still, don't let your heart harden. You know, everybody's not going to accept everything we may choose to do, but guess what? Don't take your love away. Don't let your heart get affected by it. Even if you don't have a relationship you wish you had. Listen, try to still put that love out there. That's your mother. She brought you into this world. Guess what? Look, don't be affected by how others are treating you. You still love them. Believe me, you gonna feel better about having that attitude than having the other attitude. So I appreciate the comment, but like I say, hey, make sure you loving your mother as well out there, all of you. I got one more comment, and we closing it down. Look like it, and that's on my last video, heavy duty stress test. And that's what I was talking about, man. How I've done this in several different ways with my girls, where I've been leaving them out sitting and having them in certain positions of functionality, not just having them out sitting, but I've had my girls laying on the bed in a certain way. So I turn over on one or lay next to the other one while I'm watching TV. And I've been having one of the girls playing a point position in a wheelchair. It's been Himawari. She's been watching shows with me and doing shows with me constantly. And I've actually been enjoying the girls in their different roles. But I actually put them through a stress test of, like, say, leaving them in these positions for long periods of time, just to see how their bodies would react, so I could come back and let you know about it. And during this heavy duty stress test, I was able to let you guys know that, man, my lighter girls, there was 70 pounds, around 70 pounds in weight. My TPE girls, they were able to stay on the memory foam for pretty much 2 weeks straight with no marks or really noticeable indentions on their bodies. And this is relevant because people tell you that, hey, after a couple of days, you got to move your TPE girl even off memory foam. But I found that's not true. They can stay there longer. You do have to be aware of seams, though. You don't want to sit them on a seam on the cover and then have your dog have a seam worn into their leg. Now, I did warn you about a heavier TPE girl like Saima. That girl is 98 pounds. And just having her sitting on my cover for like a week, she got some marks on her body. Not just a little mark, not nothing major. But even so, she was able to sit on the bed for over a week as a heavier girl with pretty much no ill effects. And then I talked about my silicone doll, Himawari, where I say nothing, no ill effects have happened to her whatsoever. And that's par for the course. For silicone dolls, they don't get indention problems pretty much, even though I still had her sitting on something soft. So that's what that whole video was about. It was about me putting my girls through sitting for long periods of times on soft surfaces just to see would they still be okay. And for the most part, they were. And I say for the most part because Saima did get some light lines from the cover she was sitting on after about 6-7 days. But they came out after I stood her up and put her on her rack in the back, stood her up for a few days, and those little lines fell back out of her body. So I only got a couple of comments. And the comment one was from a woman, Pinky Slade. And I can't lie, her name just makes me think, is it Pink? I can't lie. But she says, I have a question for you. I'm aware they are all okay with this. I guess you talk about my dogs. But is it considered cheating since you have more than one? Also, can you send me one? And I said, hey, Pinky, we don't do the jealousy, cheating fantasies. So this is the same thing with me. I don't do the my girls think I'm cheating on them. Nah. Ooh, Callie got jealous because I was with Himawari the other day. Nah, that's to me that's unhappiness. I don't want any parts of that. You guys can play that fantasy all you want. I don't do that. No, 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 no. I said basically we're one happy family. We don't play that fantasy. And she said, "Can you send me one, a doll?" I say, "I will be able to send you one in the future." Now, it depends on whether she win the power hour, whether she'll be in the running, but in the future, I will be able to send one. I didn't see this. But she came back and I'm gonna have to answer this. But she said, "Okay, no problem. I first saw you on my Snapchat stories in the area where they have video clips." She said, "How did you get there?" That's funny. I'm writing her back now. I was on a YouTube channel. I was on a YouTube channel called Truly, and they do all these shows about different relationships and different interesting people and different lifestyles. And they reached out to me, and they wanted me to they wanted to do a show about a small little segment about my life. Now, a lot of times they go back to people who've been on their YouTube channel and they do other shows on them. They reach out to them, but they haven't reached out to me. I guess they got all they needed. They didn't want to get anything else with me. But I did that show on their YouTube channel, and then they started putting that YouTube video on all of their platforms. So I'm assuming they have a Snapchat and handle, and they ended up putting it on Snapchat. I didn't do it. So I'm writing her that right now. And I'm just telling her they put it on Snapchat. Because I had nothing to do with it. I have still to this day never used Snapchat and don't know much about it other than my friends showing it to me. I forgot to tell her. This is something else I'm gonna answer. I'm gonna say, glad to have her. On it because I'm definitely pleased to have any of you guys to come subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate this. So, matter of fact, hey, hit that like button, share, share the channel with people. Hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate that. That just brought it to my attention. The next is my guy DAS. He says, "Thanks for the stream, brother." Jay, Callie looking good as always. Man, I can't lie. I really been loving her since I got her out the last couple of days. And I had been, like you say, showcasing Himawari, my full silicone girl. Because I was giving Callie and all my other girls a rest. They've been out for 2 years straight. But I told you, man, it's just something mystical about all my girls, but especially Callie. And man, after I was giving them that bath and stuff, man, I can't lie. I was just walking past her body, and I was just like, man, I gotta get Callie out. I need some Callie sun in my life, man. I had to just get her back out. And I knew that Himawari had literally been sitting up in a sitting position for damn near a month straight, over a month, probably over a month. I had taken her down to put clothes on her and do little stuff to sort of move her out of position a couple of times. But Himawari had literally been sitting damn near for a month. I mean, over a month. So it's good to let her lay down for a while. And I'm going to have, just to let you know, I'm going to probably have Callie with me, maybe another girl with me for the rest of the week. And I'll be bringing Himawari back sometime next week. But I'm letting her get a bit of a rest. And plus, I just miss Callie. I'm sorry. But I said, thanks for the amazing support, DAS, because he always supporting. And a matter of fact, he gave a donation to my PayPal that day. And you can always donate to the show on PayPal or Cash App under my About section on YouTube, or you can donate under my Biking for Campaign Dollars campaign. I have a link in the description of all my videos, and that keeps the show going, keeps me and the girl living, keep me and the girls living, honestly. I said, thanks for the amazing support, because he always, tries to give every now and then. And I said, it's always good to hear from you, my friend. Gave me the thumbs up. God bless him. I appreciate him. Next, rejected from Eve. He says, awesome. He gave me the okay sign. I gave him the pound sign and the thumbs up. Appreciate you all, rejected from Zero. And those are all the comments on heavy duty stress test. So pretty much we finished with that. And that pretty much finishes the power hour as far as going back looking at comments. Now what I'll do is finish up with the stream, see if you guys have said anything extra here. And guess what? We'll let you enjoy your Wednesday. Once again, I appreciate you, love you for showing up. So let's see what was happening while I was gone. Stingray says, hey, JD Cage. What up, Stingray? He said, Venti looking good in all those jackets. I think he talking about Venti. Look, this ain't the Venti report, but we'll do a quick little check on Venti. I've been seeing her take a few pictures recently in a few things. I haven't been very blown away by it. I think she's looking decent, but it hasn't been anything that's made me just go like, ooh, look at Venti. She cutting up. She looks nice though. I like her little fall apparel. It's not bad. But it wasn't enough to make me go crazy over. But we'll take a look at it if it's on here. Let's see. No, she ain't got it on here. I don't see it on there. Maybe she has it on this right here. Oh, okay. Yep, she got it on this page. Okay, she look cute in her little sweaters. I say that. I show the stream right quick since you brought it up. She look cute in her little sweaters. That's one right there. That ain't bad. I like the legs more than anything. I'm gonna be honest with you, but that ain't bad. I show this other one. I don't really like those stockings with this outfit, but I think she looks nice though. I think she should have went with some sort of like brownish stockings, but without the pattern. I think she's doing that for Halloween because it look like spider webs or whatever, but I don't really love those stockings with that. But the boots ain't bad. I mean, she looked nice though, other than that. Good job, Brittany. So yeah, she didn't look bad in her sweaters. I think she looked nice. Face Tia says, laugh my ass off at the pen comment. I forgot what I had up there now. He said somehow it's relevant to the current topic. I took it down. I forgot what it was. Johnny K says, I do love Mother. I think the same way. That's a good message too. But to put out there what you said. Oh, talking about loving your mother and all that. Yeah, everybody. Everybody just love. Yeah, you're right. Everybody definitely needs to love their mother and pay them the proper attention no matter what's going on. You know what I'm saying? No matter what's going on. Stingray says, great to see such strength being displayed this week. You and John Madden are pillars of your communities. Stingray. I can't lie, man. I've been going hard with my live stream this week, but like I said, I still think I'm gonna throw me a video in here, maybe Friday, because I still think I need to come with another live stream tomorrow. It's just something I want to talk about. I could do a video about it, but I just think I want to talk about it. I think I want to talk about it. So I'm going to do another live stream probably tomorrow. and maybe throw a video in Friday. I just see how it goes. Hey, it may be a whole live stream week. Who knows? But no matter which way it goes, I know next week I'm going to be getting back to some type of videos, a shorter form content. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in. It's been a hell of a power hour. God bless you. Like I always say, whatever you're hoping for, wishing for, your health, your finances, relationships, your family, whatever going on, we praying for you, man. We appreciate you for tuning in, giving us your time, which is a very precious commodity, the most precious commodity all of us have, something we can't get back. You know, so hey, use it wisely. Love your family, love your friends. Stay happy, man. Don't let the job bog you down. That crap temporary, man. You know what I'm saying? The job and all this stuff is just stuff you do to live, you know. Hey, follow your dreams. Go have fun out there. So we appreciate you tuning in, me and the girls, me and Callie. It's been me, J-Dog King Hefner, and the beautiful Callie son. We love you guys. We appreciate the support. Like, subscribe, share, you know, help us grow. Contribute to the show if you have it in the ways that I mentioned. You know, PayPal, Cash App on my About section, or the link for Biking for Campaign Dollars in the description of my video. It's not an obligation, but it's definitely appreciation. So with all that said, we love you guys, and we finna get the hell out of here for the day. Relax, get energized for another one tomorrow. Stingray says, can't wait, Jay. Hell. Lieutenant Johnny K says, have a great day, Jay. Have a good one, all. We love you. We appreciate you. And we finna get the hell up out of here. Brittany wasn't looking too bad, though. Brittany wasn't looking too bad. We got to give her credit. Wasn't looking too bad there, Brittany. Wasn't looking too bad. Have a good one, guys. We out of here.